Everybody, it's Monique from Marcella here, and we are here with the one and only Ethan
Ross.
Ross. What's going on?
I'm chilling.
Good, good. And we're here on July 4th, Independence Day. That's right, freedom for all, right? at least that's what we should all be reaching for, I think. Our personal, freedom. What is freedom for you? What's freedom for Ethan Ross?
Fully expressing myself.
Okay. All right.
I would say that.
Do you feel like you have the opportunity to do that in your music?
I feel like I'm fully privileged to do that in my music.
Okay.
And I feel like I can't take that for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone with that privilege should not take it for granted, because the things we take for granted could be very easily taken from us. Not by another person, but sometimes by the universe in general. So
Okay.
I do my best to be thankful for everybody who really acknowledges what I do, and thankful just for the fact that I'm put in the position I am, being fortunate and everything.
Okay. So in terms of freedom of expression, what things do you like to include in your music? Like what topics?
I speak on my emotions a lot. I speak
Sure.
on my emotions as a concept, if what I felt was depression or anxiety, or even what I felt was bliss or an adrenaline rush, I speak on that as a general concept.
Right.
So I based the song around that. Like the song Cocaine was inspired by that. So obviously I never done cocaine before.
Okay, that's
the people
good.
that know me know that. People who don't know me, they might assume that I've done it. But the song in reality is just inspired by sleep deprivation, out of adrenaline rushes, and every thought that goes into that, lust and just insanity and everything that's negative. But basically I put that into something positive, which is how I made that song. And songs like Suicide Notes, I speak a lot on the depression that I felt when I was 8, 9 years old. But I took that and it's personal, but I didn't personalize it to the point in which it's not relatable. I felt like I kept it personal to the point where you could still listen to it and maybe even show your friends, and they'll be like, okay, we could bump this in the car.
Right.
Not oh yeah, this is some abstract shit. We can't really play this around people. I would say that's my goal, is to kind of bridge that gap between too personal and too commercial, because then when you reach that middle ground, it's you could hit anybody in the soul, and it's a perfect aim.
Right, right. And I really respect music that, is so authentic in terms of the musician, where the musician is really being vulnerable and saying, hey, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've felt, this is my heart, these are my fears, as opposed to just putting out music that they think everybody will like.
100%.
So tell us also a little bit about, let's say, the Ethan Ross we don't know. What does Ethan Ross do in his private time? What are some of his hobbies?
My hobbies. I'm really good at cooking.
I'm hungry, Ethan Ross.
I'm really good at cooking. My grandma, she still makes banging chicken cutlets. I'm blessed to have her. Real blessed. So I took that inspiration, and now I know how to make amazing chicken cutlets. Just from the breading process alone to the frying process, it's all the flavor she had, I just know how to adapt that and how to put that into what I do. So it's all about your inspiration. So I'd say cooking is definitely a good thing.
Awesome. So, and a favorite meal?
A favorite meal, I would say if you can make a really good chicken cutlet sandwich.
Okay.
Maybe with sweet potato fries or something.
That's funny, because I grew up on chicken cutlet too. I'm vegetarian now, but I did grow up on that.
I want to go vegetarian, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, that's a discussion I want us all to have one day with some of the hip hop artists and musicians, to just talk about food and energy and all that stuff. So in terms of your music goals, what do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in a few years in terms of your music?
In terms of my music, I see myself playing stadiums. Because I don't want to go for anything lower than that. I feel like I have so much cooped up energy from over the years. I'm ready to unleash that into every venue. And I'm ready to do that in basements. I'm ready to do that in backyards. I'm ready to do that in my own bathroom in front of the mirror. That's cool. But I feel like over time, it's gonna get to the point where I need to expand. And so once I play Starland Ballroom, Stone Pony, like venues like that are well known, I have to think about how to expand. How do I take this to the next level? If you have 10,000 fans, taking it to the next level will be multiplying that by 3 or 4. Then you have 30,000, 40,000. Life really revolves around the webbing process when you're a musician.
Yeah.
Because when the webbing really takes place, you gain more fans out of the fans you already have. You gain more shows at the shows you already have. So when I say I see myself playing stadiums, that just means I see myself capitalizing on what I already have and using that to gain greater opportunities. Okay. So if I'm an opening act, or when I'm an opening act, I'm not even mad at that, because I see that as so many doors opening, one after the other, then another one.
Right.
And then eventually, that other door needs to be MetLife Stadium. It needs to be Madison Square Garden. But when I get there, I want to know I deserve it. I want to know I deserve it because the fans say it all. So when you have girls that are saying things like, you saved my life, like I was cutting myself, I was doing horrible things, but then you were there for me, that's when you know you deserve it, because you put a piece of yourself out there for other people to really latch onto. Right. And that's what I wanted as a kid, but even the artists that I listened to, they didn't really give that to me. So I didn't really know what to relate to. So as a rapper, I give myself something to relate to, because
I hear that.
You know, I think there's a lot of great rappers out there, but I think what I do is original because what I do is me.
Yeah.
You know
so
what I mean?
It is original in that sense.
Yeah, I think everybody has the ability to be. It's just about owning who you are. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's all we got.
That is all we have. And I love the fact that you're willing to go to the greatest of lengths to get your talent, your words out there. Some people will only, go to certain places and they're just starting. Yeah. But you're like, I'm down to do the farmer's market. I'm down to
whatever.
Yeah.
Because whatever it takes, I see that step by step by step by step, just getting me to where I want to be. And I can't ignore anything. Every little thing that happens to me, I need to take it in and I need to apply that to my success, because everybody matters. Because that same person you just passed in the street could be the person you see in the crowd at your MetLife Stadium show.
No doubt. All right, the last thing I'm going to ask you is, send a special message to your fans that listen to your songs, that listen to Ethan Ross.
Dang. A special message?
Yeah.
I could just say, I don't even know what to say to you guys. I feel like there's so much I should be saying, but there's nothing really that's captured by words. I feel like I just want to show it through my actions.
Okay.
So when you see me, expect a hug. When you see me, expect me to do whatever you want. I'm trying to make time for everybody, and that's impossible, and it's not something we could really realistically expect to do, but I'm gonna do the best in my power to actually do that, especially for people that really support me. So when you see me, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'll have that conversation if I have the time. I'm not gonna brush anybody off. I just see everybody as really important. So that anyone who's a fan of me, anyone who supports me, just please talk to me. I completely acknowledge you, just like how I hope you acknowledge me. So we're really on the same page. We're both just people.
Beautiful.
That's it.
All right, Ethan Ross, with that being said, thank you so much. This is Monique from Marcella. We're going to be working on more projects.
Yeah.
And the best is yet to come. We out.
Wow.